You are listening to Bedtime Stories with
Meethi and Friends. The story name is The Friendship.
Tilak and Sudhar have very different personalities and interests. Read on to find out how they become best of friends. Guess what, Tilak? His mother said a week after they had moved into their new house.
I have discovered that one of my old friends live near and his son is classmate at your classmate at school. His name is Sudhar.
She added.
Do you know him?
Tilak shook his head.
Sudhar? That boy isn't good at games or anything. He keeps reading some old books all the time.
Tilak was a skipper of school, cricket team, and was good at football, hockey, and gymnastics as well.
Well, we were inviting his parents to tea this evening. Of course, he will be coming too, said his mother.
When Sudhir's family came, Tilak took Sudhir to his room while their parents talked in the drawing room. The two boys did not have much to say to each other. Tilak knew Sudhir was not good at games and he did not bother to find out Sudhir. So both were quite glad when Sudhir got up to go home. Though their mothers visited each other often, Tilak and Sudhir never did. They did not have anything in common. One day, while playing football, Tilak fell and fractured his leg. This meant that he had to miss school for about 6 weeks, lying in bed. Tilak felt very lonely and sorry for himself during the first weeks. His friends came over every evening to cheer him up. But as the date of the cricket match approached, they had less and less time to spare for their practice. One evening, Tilak's friend visited him, full of excitement about the coming match. One of them had been selected as a skipper in Tilak's team.
What a shame you can't play,
they said.
We are really going to miss you.
Tilak smiled bravely.
Never mind.
He tried hard to fight back his tears. He had never felt more disappointed and lonely. Suddenly, his mother came into the room.
A visitor for you, Tilak.
She said it was Sudhir. He came forward shyly and sat down on a chair near Tilak's bed. I've bought you a book to read, he said. You must be getting bored lying in bed. Tilak picked up the book without much interest. He didn't feel like reading. However, the cover caught his eye. It was a picture of a beautiful snow-white cheetah called Pippa. He opened the book. It was full of photographs of Pippa and her cubs. The little ones were shown climbing on trees, playing, and even enjoying a cold drink out of a bottle with a straw. It's a good book, Sudhir said. I think you'll like it. Then he got up to go.
Don't go so soon,
said Tilak.
Tell me about book.
Sudhir sat down again. He told Tilak the story of Peppa from the time she was a cub till she had little cubs of her own. When Peppa was only a few weeks old, she was presented to a couple called George and Joy Adamson.
Who were they?
Tilak asked. George Adamson was the keeper of a game sanctuary in Africa. Sudhir told him, the Adamsons bought up Pippa and it is a Joy Adamson who had written the book about her.
It must be fantastic to have a cheetah for a pet,
exclaimed Tilak. They had a lioness too as a pet, said Sudhir.
Really?
asked Tilak. Sudhir nodded. Her name was Elsa. Joy Adamson wrote a book about her too. It's called Born Free. It became a bestseller, you know. And it was even made into a film. Tilak was fascinated. When Tilak's mother peeped into the room an hour later, she found the two boys deep in conversation. She was very happy. You must come more often, Sudhir, she said.
Tilak gets very lonely by himself. Sudhir came by the next evening and the next.
Soon he began to drop in every evening, and Tilak started looking forward to his visits. Sudhir was very interested in zoology and wildlife. He visited the zoo every weekend to watch the animals. Tilak was also amazed to discover that Sudhir had a quite collection of animals at home: 2 cats, 2 dogs, a baby owl, and a baby monkey. One evening, Sudhir brought the monkey with him to Tilak's house. His mother got the shock of her life when the monkey suddenly jumped out at her from behind a curtain and started chattering. The boys had a good laugh. 6 weeks passed quickly, and almost before he knew it, Tilak was out of bed and on his feet again. After the first day back to school, Tilak went over to Sudhir's house. Sudhir was feeding his pets. The baby owl was perched on his shoulder. Tilak enjoyed spending the day with Sudhir and his animals.
How strange, Sudhir's mother and you should have been friends, and now Sudhir and I are pals.
Tilak said to his mother that night. His mother smiled.
You must thank your poor broken leg for this friendship,
She said.
I know,
Grinned Tilak.
but I hope I don't have to break a leg each time I make a new friend.
To keep on listening to such beautiful stories, like and subscribe the channel.